Not at all.
PK, according to you, must happen between now and 2024 for India's opposition to put up some semblance of a challenge against the BJP?
So I don't have a ready solution or an answer to that, but anyone who is taking that 2024 is a done deal is making a huge mistake, and I'm sure BJP leaders, they are the last one to take 2024 for granted that it is done deal. It is not a done deal. You look at what happened last time in 2018. They lost 3 elections just on the eve of Lok Sabha. Congress got into this feeling that we are almost there. They lost Chhattisgarh, they lost Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. 4 months later, in the same states, BJP swept.
The difference is the BJP today seems to be an election machine, knows how to fight elections. On the other hand, the opposition seems to be completely either imploding or struggling to come up with a narrative that is appealing enough, that is credible enough. You know, that ultimately decides. If you go back to 2012, 2014, Mr. Modi was able to create this whole Achhe Din narrative built on anti-incumbency, built on the anti-corruption movement of Anna Hazare, eventually label the UPA corrupt.
Sorry to interrupt you, but you know, just go 2 years back. And what was the situation of BJP, which was the party in opposition in 2010 and 11? UPA 2 formally in place, all leadership with Congress, and BJP in complete disarray. One, Mr. Modi completely revived, of course together with others, but downfall of UPA 2, Congress-led UPA 2, started only from 2011 onwards. 2009-10, BJP was equally in dumps, at least electorally, after having the worst performance and aging leadership in Mr. L.K. Advani and not knowing who is going to replace him.
I concede that, but 2011 you have the Anna Hazare movement led by, among others, by Arvind Kejriwal, India Against Corruption. You have a series of scams, you have high inflation, you have low growth rate, you have a series of mistakes, as the split up of Andhra Pradesh, various self-goals, mistakes are committed by the ruling
party. So all
party.
these things are quite possible. You're talking about a high inflation situation, you're talking about low growth, you're talking about unemployment. What is...
All of which was there even now,
and
yet the BJP won 4 out of 5 states. Even in 2022, after COVID, after high unemployment, after low growth rate, joblessness, the BJP still won.
No, that is fine, but we are talking about whether it is an indication for 2024 or anything can change or it is a done deal. Let's stick to that question, then we'll come to the state one. What I'm trying to tell you, if you analyze closely what was happening between 2009 and 14, the situation is not very different for opposition than what it was for BJP at that time. Maybe BJP was a bit more coherent and organized party than what Congress is looking today. But when you are ruling 7-year, 10-year, the ruler always looks much more stronger than what he or she is.
Before Rahul dives in, let me pursue that one. You know, there was Manmohan Singh as the leader. Today there is Narendra Modi. There is a huge difference between a charismatic leader who attracts votes to himself and a leader who was appointed by someone else.
Again, this is what is retrofitting, Rajdeep. You know, Manmohan Singh, for all what we talk, he won single-handedly probably the biggest mandate Congress has got. Manmohan Singh as a Prime Minister, under him, Congress got the biggest mandate in recent 25 years. After I believe after 1984, the biggest mandate Congress got was when Mr. Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister. 600 million people in this country still do not make 100 rupees a day. So if you are in a government, you better be careful. And we have seen the mighty Modi and mighty BJP and the government had to back out on motley crowd of sorry for using the motley crowd, the farmers. 1 year agitation has pushed